When does an offer expire in real estate? Check out this video. I'll give you some good info for both buyers and sellers. Hey everybody, Doug Reynolds here, your Sacramento area realtor. This is a part of a webisode series I've been doing called Sacramento Real Estate Explained. Today we're talking about expiring offers, kind of when an offer expires. So the standard boilerplated verbiage in an offer says that it expires at 5 p.m. on the third day after the offer's been presented, okay? So if you sign that offer, and it gets presented the same day, then say it's on a Monday. That'd be day 0, so Tuesday 1, Wednesday 2, Thursday 3. So that'd be Thursday at 5 p.m. That offer would expire. It's kind of the way that it works. And so a lot of times, typically, a seller will respond to an offer, usually on day 2 or 3. Every once in a while you get a seller and an agent that represents the seller, and just for whatever reason they'll respond that day or the next day. But I would say most of the time it's usually the second or third day. Now there is a way you can actually shorten that expiration if you're a buyer or the agent representing a buyer, and you can shorten it for shorter than that. You can put an actual date and time in there. And so there is some certain circumstances that call for that. However, it's a delicate balance. So you want to be aggressive with your offer, but at the same time, you don't want to kind of emotionally tick off the seller. You've got to realize that the seller of a house, they're very attached to the property. It's an emotional process to them. It's their home. I'm selling my house, and so you've got to kind of walk that fine line between, yes, being aggressive possibly with your offer in certain circumstances, but also being delicate and very aware of kind of the emotional factor that comes in with real estate. I've seen a lot of sellers, and buyers included, do a lot of wild things that I wouldn't think they would be doing otherwise, but because of emotions, they move forward with something or they backed out of something because of emotions. And so I've seen sellers, they completely pass on a really good offer because of wild emotions. Some little thing, someone showed the house and they got a great offer from these buyers, and I present it, and you know what? They left the toilet seat up when we came home, and oh my gosh, I'm so offended, and I don't care what they want to pay for my house. I'm not selling to them. Weird stuff. You see this. And so you got to have a delicate balance. So when I'm representing a buyer, a lot of times I'm calling the agent for the seller, talking with them, getting a sense of what's going on, and that's just one piece of the puzzle, whether we want to shorten that expiration period or not. Okay? Sometimes buyers, agents, if I'm representing a seller, they'll be super aggressive and like, we put a deadline of tomorrow at noon and you got to respond and blah, blah. And it's like, well, I'm going to tell my clients, but if they've got 50 showings scheduled for the next few days and they're confident they're going to get maybe a few offers, they might just kind of say, well, you gave us, 19 hours to respond to your offer. We've got other stuff coming in. Sorry, if you like the house today, you really should like it in 2 days from now as well. And so sometimes sellers strategically, they'll just let that lapse and expire based on the situation, and then they will respond afterwards. So that's just all inclusive of how this works. It's technically 3 days after it's been, signed and sent off at 5 p.m. the third day. And most people respect that and follow through with that. However, it can be shortened for various reasons. However, it's a delicate situation if you do shorten it. It's only in certain circumstances where I personally shorten that deadline and try to be a little more aggressive with it. But when it comes to a seller, you could just choose to let it pass as well too. It's up to you as a seller. It is your home until you get into contract. Then you've got to follow the guidelines. But up until then, so that does happen from time to time depending on the situation. That's just kind of in a nutshell how expiration of offers work. Sometimes if I'm representing the seller and I've got one that maybe it just barely expired and 2 others that haven't expired yet or something, and maybe we'll issue a counter to all 3 of them. I'll put something in that counter of, buyer, all parties agree to extend the expiration of the offer up to and including this counter offer. So that kind of revives that offer. It brings it back to life. It hasn't expired at that point then because we all are agreeing to extend it. Obviously, during those days, you want to have good communication, explain what's going on. They're out of town, I'm working to get in touch with them, or they're deliberating with some of their family members and talking things over, or I'm getting a net sheet and updating them. All that type of stuff's usually going on during that time period. So hope that's helpful. If you're a buyer looking to maybe get into the Sacramento real estate market, feel free to give me a call or an email. Would love to sit down, have a buyer's appointment with you, talk about the process, talk about how we can get you pointed in the right direction, sort of getting a great property. And if you're thinking about maybe selling this year for some reason, I am available to meet with you. I'd love to see your home and then talk about what has changed, what has occurred. Usually something has happened in your life that's a reason for you selling your home, whether it's a baby or a marriage or a job transfer or any type of reason. I'd love to hear about it, and then we can talk strategy about how to position you and your home to get you the greatest success for it. All right? If you like this video, you want to check out more, hit that subscribe button or the like as well. Leave me a comment if you got maybe any questions on this topic. I'd love to respond and hear from you. So hope everyone's having a great day. I'll talk to you soon, and clear skies.